finding stuff out that you want to know. Just ask me a question that I don't know. That's why Finding Stuff Out is the name of the show. So just give me a shout and we'll figure it out with the help of some friends, and the fun never ends. On Finding Stuff Out, Finding Stuff Out, Finding Stuff Out. That's what it's all about. Yeah. Hi, and welcome to Finding Stuff Out. I came all the way up here to the International Space Station because of this question from Veronica.
Could kids go to space? I'd like to go.
I want to go too. So today, I'm going to train to go to space with the help of some real astronauts. And by the end of the show, I'll be able to tell you how kids can go to space. Who's with me? Let's get some...
Would these kids like to go to space? Let's find out.
I'd like to go to space so that I could have no sense of direction whatsoever.
So I could be the first person to plant a tree on the moon.
So I could squeeze a bottle of water and just suck it up with my mouth, like that.
I would so I couldn't see the sun to discover the planets.
Because then I could meet an alien, see, I already practiced.
I want to be the first kid to breakdance on the moon.
I don't want to go to space because I might get dumb and take off my helmet.
Note to self, don't take your helmet off in space. Anyway, here's the next question. It's from Mia.
Where did astronauts get the idea to go in space?
The Flat Earth Corner! No one really knows who got the idea to go to space. But more than 200 years ago in Paris, Claude Ruggieri was the first person to try it.
Step right up, folks. This is your chance to see the very first space travel. With my rocket, I'm going to send this sheep into space.
Yikes! Good thing the sheep had a parachute. But Ruggieri had bigger and better plans.
Hey, you! I'll send you into outer space. Drats! The Paris police always spoiling my fun.
Fortunately, the police stopped him before he had time to send a kid up in the air. His astronauts only got about as high as an office building, which isn't anywhere near space. It was a start, though.
If astronauts weren't tied up in space, would they just float away?
The short answer is only if they're in space. Every object creates gravity, a force that can pull other objects towards it, sort of like a magnet. So really big objects, like Earth, have a lot of gravitational force.
So when you're here on the planet,
Hey, get back here.
gravity pulls you back to Earth. But the further away you get, the weaker Earth's gravitational pull is, until it can't reach you at all.
Ah.
So yes, Sabrina, astronauts would just float away if they weren't tied to their spaceship during spacewalks. Gravity can't get me when I'm traveling out in space. It can't pull my pants down or put wrinkles on my face. 'Cause when I am in the cosmos, far from things with gravity, I can float around my spaceship free and nothing pulls on me. Here's a question from Andrew.
How do astronauts train for zero gravity?
You're probably wondering why I'm upside down. In zero gravity, it can feel like blood is rushing to your head. To find out more, I'm calling my friend Jeremy in Houston, who's a real astronaut in training.
Hi, Harrison. I think there might be something wrong with your camera.
Oh no, I'm not actually upside down. Here.
Oh, I see. You're just practicing.
Yes.
Well, great. That's a great way to practice. In fact, Sometimes I practice what it's going to be like in microgravity one day.
Do you actually practice like that, though?
Well, I have, yeah, but not usually. We have better ways of doing it. You should come try it sometime.
So how do real astronauts do it?
Well, we have this really cool airplane, and you get in this airplane and it flies up into the sky, and then you're just sitting on the floor, and it does this roller coaster motion, goes down like this, and while it's diving down, you're in zero gravity. You're floating just like you're in space, and it is a ton of fun. You can fly all over the airplane, you can do flips, you can tackle your buddies. It's just a really great time, but most importantly, you get to experience what it's going to be like when you're in space.
I found some video of you training in a swimming pool. What's that all about?
Right over here, I've got what we use to keep ourselves alive when we're in the pool. I've got a spacesuit here. And this spacesuit, if I were to put you in it, weighs about 200 to 300 kilograms. So it's really hard to train with here on Earth. It's very, very heavy. But if we put it underwater, we can make it float. And that's how we simulate being in space and working in this spacesuit. It's a very cool spacesuit, allows you to do a really cool job out in the vacuum of space outside the space station, but it's also very hard to work in because it's big and bulky. Look at the size of these gloves. Imagine doing fine tasks with this.
Yeah, you have like nubby fingers and stuff, it looks like too.
Yeah. You know what else is important to realize is you can't scratch your nose. I think it's worth it. Can you imagine the view of our planet from space? Small price to pay.
Wow, well, being an astronaut must be pretty amazing. Thanks so much for helping me find stuff out.
Hey, my pleasure, Harrison. You take care. So long.
Sounds kind of hard to float around in zero gravity on a spaceship. To find out how, it's time for...
My Great Challenge!
Today, our challengers are Commander Joseph and Commander Malinka. Are you ready to experience zero gravity?
Yes, I am. Me too.
All right, well, today you won't be leaving the planet, but you'll definitely be like you're living out on a space station where there's no gravity. You'll be strapped into this simulator. And your challenge is to bounce around, grab these Energizer cells right here, and then get all the way over to that satellite and screw them in. The one that does this the fastest will be the winner. Sound good?
Yes.
Commander Joseph, you're up first.
Yes, sir.
Good luck in space.
Thank you, Commander Malinka.
Go!
Zero gravity is sort of like being in a bouncy castle.
Oh, missing them. It's as difficult as being in real zero gravity. He's got one. Now he has to get it to the satellite. Oh, he dropped it.
In real outer space, that energy cell would be floating away forever.
To the satellite.
Quick! The satellite is losing power!
Getting close. Does he have one? He has one.
He has one?
Yeah, one's in.
Joseph's really speeding up, unless he drops this one too.
Yes. Oh, there, he almost has it. He just has to get it in.
He's got it. 1 minute 25 is the time to beat.
I'm ready to win.
Go!
The yellow one. Off on a good start.
Yeah, she has a good start.
Hey, Malinka, don't just float around. You've got a race to win. Hurry, your spacecraft is losing power.
Oh, she has it right away. Oh. Does she have it? Yes.
Wow, Malinka's fast.
Oh, she almost missed it, though.
Malinka's only got a few seconds left to beat Joseph's time.
Oh, she has
Wow,
one.
she's going it really fast. And does she have number 2?
Yes.
Yeah, she has it. Okay, Commanders, here are your results.
Commander Joseph, your time was 1 minute and 25 seconds.
And Commander Malinka, your time was 1 minute and 20 seconds. You're the winner.
Yes!
Okay, so how did it feel to be an astronaut and bouncing up and down and stuff?
It was really fun. I felt like I was wearing a big marshmallow costume.
And what about you? What did it feel like?
I felt like a floating pumpkin.
Right, because of the orange suit?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being on my show and thanks for helping me find stuff out.
You're welcome.
My next question is from Cassandra.
If I would be able to touch the sky, would it stop or would it continue?
I checked the answer, and the atmosphere around the Earth does end eventually. Astronauts have to blast through it to go to space. But space itself goes on forever. There's no end to it. How can that be? It must have an end. But if it did end, what's outside of space? There's nothing in space but space. Head getting warm, spatial overload. Ah!
You're gonna make my head explode!
Scientists think that space goes on forever and ever and ever. Kind of scares me to think about that. So let's think about something else.
Who was the first astronaut in space?
Well, we know it wasn't Ruggieri sheep. But I checked, and here's what I found out. The first astronauts to go up into space and safely come back
Excuse me.
were actually 2 Russian dogs who were sent up in a test program to make sure it was safe for humans to go into space.
Sweet. Decent.
But if you mean the first human, that was Yuri Gagarin, a cosmonaut. That's a Russian word for astronaut. More than 50 years ago, in 1961, Gagarin spent 108 minutes in outer space, traveling around the Earth once. Since then, more than 500 people have been to space, some for more than a year. Zero gravity makes me sleepy. Here's a question about that.
How do you sleep in space?
I found out that astronauts sleep in sleeping bags attached to the wall. That's so the astronauts don't float away. Floating away in your sleep would be really bad. I thought I'd try sleeping their way, but it isn't very comfortable. At least, not here on Earth. But I found a video of astronaut Chris Hadfield explaining how it works.
I'm in my super comfy Russian full-length pajamas. Nice for when you have to get up in the middle of the night, and ready to go to bed. I'll show you where I sleep.
Astronaut Chris Hadfield is the first Canadian to walk in space and to command the International Space Station. On his last mission, he went to bed 145 times.
This is my sleep station, my sleep pod. This is where I spend up to 8 hours every day.
Look what happens when astronauts squeeze a rag. Weird. Everything is just a little bit different in space, like cutting your nails over an air duct that sucks them in, so they don't go flying everywhere. Getting a haircut with a vacuum hose on the cutter, and especially washing your hair, as astronaut Karen Nyberg shows us.
What I like to do is start by just putting some hot water, squirting it onto my scalp. Sometimes the water gets away from you, and you try and catch as much as you can. Then I just work the water up through to the ends of my hair. And I take my no-rinse shampoo and squirt it also on the scalp, just a little bit, and rub it in. Again, kind of working it out to the ends.
How do astronauts get their food?
Whoa! The International Space Station! I'm here at the Canadian Space Agency with Danielle, who's a mission controller.
Hi.
Hey, so how do astronauts get their food?
Well, there are 6 people living on the real space station, and every few months we launch a spacecraft with food in it. And for some of them, they go right next to the space station, and we have to grab them with a Canadarm. And that's gonna be your mission today.
Awesome! So, do real astronauts train here?
Yes, they do, and you're gonna be using the same simulator.
Whoa!
But first, let's find out about the food that you'll be delivering.
For sure.
Well, this is Natalie, our space food expert, and this is Harrison, our delivery boy.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Well, I'm gonna go and set up the simulator.
All right.
Are you hungry?
Whoa! Look at all this food. Oh, some of it doesn't look very good. It looks kind of weird, like What is this?
This is macaroni and cheese. So this is just like the macaroni and cheese you have on Earth, except the water's been taken out of it. So when an astronaut's ready to eat it, all he does is put hot water right here, wait 10 to 15 minutes, like it says on the instructions.
Right.
And then you cut this open, and you can just eat it out of the package, just like out of a bowl.
It'll taste as good as it does on Earth?
It'll be delicious.
Nice. So what can astronauts not eat in space?
Any food that makes crumbs.
Oh, so they can't eat like cookies?
Well, they can eat some cookies as long as those cookies don't make crumbs. And this is an example of cookies that they could eat in space. These are actually crackers, but they're bite-sized, so you could put them in your mouth in one bite and you won't make any crumbs.
So what's the problem with crumbs floating around in space, though?
They can get into equipment and that can damage the equipment, which can be a problem. Or they can get into an astronaut's eye, not very comfortable. Or they can breathe them in and get them into their lungs, which can be a problem too. And we don't want them to choke.
Right, that'd be bad.
Yeah.
So what other foods can they not eat in space?
They don't normally eat fresh fruit and vegetables. There's not a lot of refrigeration up there, so there's nowhere to keep the fruit and vegetables fresh. So we have to send them dried fruit and vegetables. So for example, this is dried cranberries.
Right.
It's packaged in packages like this, or it can be in a bar. For example, this is a fruit bar.
Yeah.
And that's another way to get fruit to the astronauts.
Nice.
But sometimes astronauts might want a little snack.
Like, what about these chocolates? They get chocolate in space?
They do.
Nice.
So that's cranberries covered in chocolate.
These are out of this world.
They're pretty good, very popular. So I think Danielle's waiting for you to deliver some fruit to some hungry astronauts.
Oh, all right. Let's deliver some food.
Okay, this is a model of the end of the Canadarm. You're going to use that to go and grab the spacecraft by this pin that we see right here and here. So you're going to do that using these two hand controllers or joysticks.
Danielle showed me how to work the simulator.
Left, right.
I have to move the Canadarm so that the end locks onto the pin on the shuttle. Then the arm can dock to the space station.
Wow, I think I'm gonna be good at this because of the years of experience of video games I have.
Well, let's see.
How many tries do I get?
Since we're only training, as many as you want. In real life, you only get one shot.
One shot. Let's see if I can do it in one try.
Okay, you're ready to go.
There we go.
Very good.
Okay. Wow. Are astronauts normally good at this?
Well, some of them are. The ones that used to be fighter pilots tend to be really good. But then there's some that are doctors and scientists and really never had time to play video games. So you might actually be better than them.
Whoa. Hopefully. Getting close. Whoa, okay. I'm almost there.
You're doing really well. You're getting closer.
Whoa.
Standing by for grapple confirmation. Robotic arm finishing closing in.
Now. Did it work? Did I get, yeah.
Dragon confirmed in place and docked to the International Space Station at the Harmony node.
I got it.
Well, mission accomplished. Now the astronauts can eat.
I'm like a real astronaut now, sort of.
We could make an astronaut out of you, I think.
Well, thanks for being on my show. Do you think I could really be an astronaut one day?
Sure. If you apply yourself, get a good education, and you definitely have the video game part down, so good luck.
Thanks. This is awesome.
Hey, I've got a call. It's from Jeremy.
Hey, Harrison. Good to see you again. They told me you were at the Canadian Space Agency training with him on Canadarm2.
Yeah, they said that I could apply to be an astronaut someday, but is it possible for a kid like me to go to space right now?
Well, not right now, Harrison, but one day.
Oh.
I guess I can answer the question that started us off.
Could kids go to space? I'd like to go.
The big answer is... apparently we can't.
No, hang on, Harrison. That's not it at all.
But I thought you said you couldn't take kids with you.
That's partially correct. We're not taking kids to space right now. But one day, when those kids get older, they can definitely be astronauts. And we're gonna need astronauts to fly in space. There are amazing things happening in space right now.
We have liftoff of Falcon 9.
Dragon is sensed for stage acceleration.
In fact, for the first time in history, commercial companies are building new rockets to take people to space. And more people are going to be flying in space in your lifetime. In fact, I think one day it's going to be kids who are about 7, 10 years old that'll be the first humans to walk on Mars.
Whoa, that's awesome. So I guess the astronauts of the future are kids today.
Absolutely. You know what you have to do if you want to be an astronaut? You just have to do your very best. That's all you have to do. Find out what you love to do in life, follow that passion for the things you love, and just do your best.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being on my show. I'm gonna go train right now. On-the-job training, there's nothing like it. But being in space makes me hungry. Time for a space snack. Aw, pesky helmet. Uh-oh. Note to self. Don't take helmet off in space. Thanks for watching Finding Stuff Out.
Gravity can't get me when I'm traveling out in space. It can't pull my pants down or put wrinkles on my face. 'Cause when I am in the cosmos, far from things with gravity, I can float around my spaceship free and nothing pulls on me.